This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 1090, 7 Things You Will Never Regret Spending Money On, by Jennifer of SimplyFiercely.com. And welcome back to Optimal Finance Daily. I am Dan, I'm your host here, and this is where I read to you from some of the best blogs on personal finance every single day, including weekends and holidays. And we actually have 5 different shows where we do that, but covering all different topics. So you can search for Optimal Living Daily wherever you're hearing this to find all 5 of our narration-style podcasts. But for now, here on Optimal Finance Daily, let's get right to our post as we continue optimizing your life. 7 Things You Will Never Regret Spending Money On, by Jennifer of SimplyFiercely.com. I think a lot of people equate being a minimalist to being frugal. While this may be the case for some people, after all, there is no one-size-fits-all rule for minimalism, my own personal brand of minimalism is less about not spending and more about intentional spending. For example, I may have kicked my mindless shopping habit, but I'm not afraid to spend money on things that bring me joy or add value to my life. After all, minimalism is not about sitting in an empty house counting your possessions and your pennies. It's about finding time and money to do more of what you love. Here are 7 things I never regret spending money on. Good quality food. For me, food is one of the great joys in life. There's nothing I love more than a truly amazing meal, be it eating the best noodles in the world on the streets of Chiang Mai or dining at Mama-san in Bali, hands down one of my favorite restaurants in the world. It's about quality over quantity, whether you're eating out or cooking at home. In my kitchen, I have a simple eating philosophy, which means I splurge on grass-fed beef or Tasmanian cheese, drool, but I forego freezer meals or prepackaged snacks. And if you can support small local businesses at the same time, it's a huge bonus. Services that improve your quality of life. When you spend money on services, you are buying time, the one thing that everyone says you can't buy. I don't believe you have to DIY everything. If you really hate housework, hire a cleaner. If you're not getting results at the gym, hire a personal trainer. If you desperately need some time to yourself, hire a nanny. I know that services are sometimes expensive, but it's about looking at your values and prioritizing your spending. You might be surprised at what you can afford. Quality items that serve a purpose. Comfortable shoes that you wear season after season. A handcrafted kitchen knife made to last. A leather tote you've been using since university. For me, that's a long time now. I'm talking about well-made, quality items that serve a distinct purpose in your life. I had a pair of denim Levi's shorts that I lived in for 12 years and they only just fell apart. I mourned them, but it was also incredibly satisfying to actually wear something out and then replace them. And actually, I'm still holding out for the perfect pair. In today's disposable society, there's something deeply gratifying about knowing you've made a good quality purchase. Learning new things. I love learning new things. It's one of my core values. And if I'm not learning, I'm not happy. While everyone's values are different, I truly believe that investing in learning is investing in yourself. I've done online courses where I learned tons about blogging, adult education courses, I learned to sew and paint, and I've done single-day programs like learning traditional weaving in Guatemala. I've also spent money on books, travel, and conferences, all experiences that have helped expand my mind. When I learn new things, it's not always about the skills I learn, although of course they help. But it's also about how I feel about myself. Learning makes me feel confident and proud of myself, something that money can't buy. A hobby that brings you joy. My husband is a natural minimalist. He had no problem moving to Australia with nothing more than a backpack, and even after living here for several years, he hardly has any possessions. Except he has a record collection, and he loves it. When we aren't traveling, he's always playing records, cleaning his records, reading about records, or even just staring at his records. He may kill me for sharing that, but it's true. It's clear that his records bring him a lot of joy. I may tease him, but I've never once looked at his collection and thought it was a waste of money because I see the smile it puts on his face. Travel plus unique experiences. If you're a regular reader, or even if you've just had a quick look around, it's probably pretty clear to you that travel is a huge priority in my life. Travel is a great teacher. You learn about the world and also a lot about yourself. It's also incredibly fun, and this leads to wonderful memories that, as time passes, only further enrich your life, unlike many material purchases which weigh us down with time. Taking this one step further, when I'm traveling, I always try to find room in my budget for special experiences. like hot air ballooning in Turkey, which was mind-blowing, or recently trekking in northern Thailand. Spending a little extra on quality operators can take your trip to a whole new level. Gifts plus charity. Last but certainly not least, I never regret being generous. Once I learned to give without expectation of anything in return, I found the true joy in giving. I'm not a big holiday person, but I love to surprise friends and family just because I'm thinking of them or when they're not expecting it. It's easier to give meaningful gifts this way because instead of feeling last-minute pressure to just find something, I buy things when I come across them. I also believe that giving to charity is important. Even when I'm traveling, I always make sure I'm donating on a monthly basis. After all, if I can afford to travel, then surely I can afford to support a worthwhile cause. Imagine what would happen if everyone helped out, even in a small way. Money donated to charity always feels like money well spent to me. I currently support the UNHCR Refugee Agency and World Vision, but everyone has their own causes. Choose what speaks to your heart. You just listened to the post titled 7 Things You Will Never Regret Spending Money On by Jennifer of SimplyFiercely.com. And that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for joining me and hope you have a happy rest of your day. I'll see you back here in the Thursday show for more great content. And that's where your optimal life awaits.